Okay, family, welcome to another installment of Feel Free TV. We have the brother who doesn't really need to be introduced, but we all know who he is. The original, the real Freeway Ricky Ross. Thanks, brother, for coming on the show. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so everyone knows who you are. A lot of people look up to you. Of course, we know rappers look up to you because they use your name. What I want to know is, because we know that you got incarcerated. We already know what you got incarcerated for, drugs and everything like that. But what a lot of people don't talk about is that when you got incarcerated, you was illiterate.
Yes.
So when you got incarcerated and you got sentenced to that life sentence, like what gave you hope?
Well, no matter what situation you is, you always have some form of hope. You know, your hope. Some people have big hopes, some people have little hopes, but we all have hopes and wishes and dreams. So mine was there. You know, I never let those dreams die. You know, I kept them alive, and I kept telling myself that there was an opportunity that may present itself one day, and I wanted to be prepared if that opportunity ever came.
That's deep, because like I've been incarcerated myself, so I've seen a lot of brothers just lose hope, where they just give up. They stop trying to fight their case. It's just like, fuck it, I got this time. I'm gonna just handle it, and whatever happened.
I saw those too. But with me, I just could never give up. I couldn't believe that my mama and my daddy's son, you know, should spend the rest of his life in a concrete tomb. You know, when his mind was totally functionable, I just couldn't see it. So I just started to prepare myself. You know, I can remember one day I was in the chapel and I was listening to a Louis Farrakhan sermon, and he talked about how if a woman was pregnant, that it was nothing that she could do. It was out of her control on having that baby as long as the baby continued to develop, other than aborting the baby. So I kind of took that mindset that the prison was like my tomb, my womb.
Where you develop.
I was gonna be like the caterpillar. You know, the caterpillar, he don't want to go in the cocoon, you know, but the only way he can soar is if he go through the cocoon and come out with wings. So I looked at the prison as being, you know, my cocoon, my womb, you know, where I had to constantly develop myself into becoming that person that didn't deserve to be in prison.
That's deep. So, like, what loophole did you find in the law that got you released?
Well, you know, they charged me with 3 strikes. My first conviction, it took me to several states, you know, because I was selling drugs in multiple states at the same time. And they took me from state to state, and, you know, I pled guilty. I started pleading guilty after, you know, I lost the first one, or they made me a deal, better yet, that I could live with. And the rest of them, as long as they were running them concurrent, it didn't bother me. You know, I would give them a conviction. All they wanted was a conviction and say, you know, I served him. So I didn't mind them getting to say that, as long as it wasn't gonna cost me any more time. Well, what happened is, once I was released from prison, I was targeted by DEA for rearrest.
Yeah.
And once I took the bait, you know, because it was total entrapment. You know, here I am, fresh out of prison. You know, I hadn't been out of prison one day when they had the informant calling me, trying to set up a drug deal. I was in no position to do a drug deal.
Yeah.
So it was really no need for them to create a crime. Because really what they did is they created a crime. There was no crime being committed. I hadn't sold drugs in over 5.5 years, you know. no longer than that. It had been about 7 years, almost 6 years. I hadn't committed a crime, so it was no reason to be coming at me with a drug deal. So I fought it first on entrapment. I lost on that on the strength that they got a thing that they call predisposition, and you could be predisposed 10 years prior to the conviction, and they still say that you're predisposed. If you're predisposed once in your lifetime, then you're predisposed for the rest of your lifetime. Really what they did to me is a sign that their system doesn't work. Because if their system worked, there was no need to be trying to get me involved with a drug deal, because your system worked. Your system rehabilitated me. I was rehabilitated. Why did you need to test your rehabilitation unless you understood already that your system didn't work? That your system, in actuality, make people worse off than they were before they went to prison. You take a guy who was selling drugs and he's doing all right for himself. He may have a car and an apartment and some furniture, but he goes to prison and his girl or whoever it is who's taking care of his property can't afford or don't have the desire to take care of his stuff. So he winds up losing everything that he has. And then 10 years later, when he comes out of prison, the little things that he had to make him comfortable, he no longer have. So in actuality, he's worse off than he was before he went to prison. Saying that, in my case, they charged me with 3 strikes or a career criminal, either one you want to call it. They both the same. And what I figured out, in order to be a career criminal, you have to be arrested and convicted 3 separate times. You can't. In my case, I was arrested one time and I was marched in several different courts, but I was never unarrested. I was never allowed to go free.
So all those cases was like ran concurrent.
They always ran concurrent, and they all were one continuous criminal spree, not continuous criminal enterprise. They're different. So what I did is I said, I told my lawyer, I was like, well, a guy can't be a career criminal in one day. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, well, if I knew spots where you could go out in one day and make 75 sales, 100 sales in one day. They had that kind of traffic. And I said, well, what if a guy woke up one morning and his son needs a special surgery and they need 50,000, 100,000. And he says, you know what? I see these kids out on the block making that every day. I'm going to go out and get that money for my son. And he wakes up and the police are watching him, and the police see him sell to 50 different people. Now, in actuality, those are all separate sales. Each one of them are separate sales. But that doesn't make the guy a career criminal. And, it's more like what they would call is I ain't read a law book in a long time, so I'm going to try to get this word. Adverb behavior. And the word that I'm trying to say, what it means is that it's a behavior that is not becoming of you. You normally don't act like that. You're out of your character. So what I argued is that for 8 years I was out of my character. I was out of control, and nobody ever shook me and brought me to my senses. And that's the way the law was written, is that they wanted you to be, shaken up a little bit, brought to your senses, go lay down in a cell for a couple months or years, and you think about what you did and go back out and try it again. Now, if they let you out that first time they let you out and you go out and you do it again, and you get caught and you go to prison, they lay you down and talk to you. Look, you can't do this no more. If you do it again, you're going to be looking at 3 strikes. We're going to give you forever. Well, that has never been done to me. So I said that, I made the argument is that you can't be a career criminal in one day. And, the Court of Appeals, they agree with me totally.
Ah, that's good. But see, at least you got into the books and you took your destiny in your own hands, and you just leave it up to your lawyer,
Oh,
because
you
a lot
got
of
to.
times,
You got to.
brothers do that. They figure like they put it all on their lawyer and let their lawyer deal with it. And your lawyer might have a large caseload.
Might have a
So
wife
wife and family, yeah,
and kids.
yeah,
So while he was at home with his wife and kids, we had a long conversation. A brother one time we were talking, and he was like, "Man, you let your lawyer do everything for you." And after I thought about what the brother was saying, it made total sense.
yeah.
He said nobody should know more about your case than you do. Nobody should want you out of prison better than you want yourself out of prison. So
That
what
is
I
a fact.
did is I made sure that nobody wanted me out of prison bad as I did. I would read law books all day and all night so that I could almost quote the law, without even looking at the pages of the book, that I read so many of the same cases that had the similar references. Um, and I got so good at the law, I got my informant kicked out the country. I
Hmm.
filed the papers on him
Yeah.
saying that he shouldn't even been allowed. This guy was an illegal alien that the DEA and the and INS forged his green card,
Wow.
and the jury never knew that he shouldn't have been allowed to even be on the witness stand. He should have been in INS somewhere,
Yeah.
getting thrown over the border. Put him up to the
Yeah.
border and take him by the pants, the butt of his pants, and flip
And
his
threw him
butt
right
back
out.
over the border.
Yeah. Definitely. Wow, that's
Instead,
crazy.
instead they gave him a green card and uh, paid him $180,000 and gave him a badge so he could run around and make arrests and set people up.
Wow, that's crazy. So we all know that you're from South Central. So one
Yes.
thing, one thing that always piqued my interest, it was like, how did you avoid getting caught up in gang banging?
Well, I wanted to be a gangbanger when I was about 11 years old. Believe it or not, I thought I was going to be a Crip. I mean,
Okay.
when I first saw the Crips, I thought it was the most fascinating thing I'd ever saw. I never saw a group of black men, so many of them,
Mhm.
running together. Looked like they were having a good time, and I was like, "Wow, is that the coolest shit?" But
Yeah.
I didn't know all the details that went to gang banging.
Mhm.
Like I didn't know that they robbed cars. I didn't know they went to
Yeah.
prison. I'm only 10, 11 years old. I'm a kid, so um, luckily for me, though, my mom was really strict. She wasn't having it. uh, and about 12 or maybe 13, I started playing tennis.
Mm.
And tennis took me totally away from the hood. Everything that had something to do with the hood, I was not a part of it. That's probably why I never gangbanged.
Wow. That's deep right there. You still play tennis?
Only with my babies. I teach it.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's definitely good. So we know the TV series Snowfall is definitely inspired about your life. That's just obvious. We know that already. But
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
I'm-
It's a cartoon. It's
I
a
mean,
cartoon.
we know it's not like actual fact, but we know the inspiration. We know that came from you, from
Oh,
your
no
life.
doubt, no doubt,
We
no
know
doubt.
that.
John Singleton, he snaked me. He bought one of my first books, and I was really shocked that he went out. But I do understand. In Hollywood, I'm considered uh, somebody that's difficult to deal with.
Mm. Why would that be?
Well, I don't tap dance.
Mm. Okay.
I don't tap dance. I don't do the couches. You
Yeah.
know, I might not go to your parties.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna want my money.
Exactly.
No, you can't feed me no McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't want to go to no barbecues, and
Yeah.
you can't buy me no tennis shoes, and I don't need no car. I got cars already,
Yeah.
so you have to give me what I want. And if
Yeah.
you can't do that, then me and you won't be doing no deals.
Yeah. It don't make no sense for you to even talk,
No,
basically.
Man, them fools told me that they were gonna give me the highest one was 800,000, and I would have to turn and walk away and
Really?
never look back.
They was gonna give you 800,000.
And I would have to walk away and never look back.
You never look back.
So
So
what
would
I
that mean? That mean they would own the rights to the story, or just
yes,
get
the rights to my story, to the book, to
okay?
the documentary, the video game, whatever they wanted to do. You know, they owned my story. They would be the official owners of Rick Ross. You know.
Oh no, because you know what's crazy? Because somebody does not think in long term would think, oh, 800,000. No, that's a lot. But they make it
Well,
way more than that.
when I looked at it, I was like, 800,000 is nothing. And that's why a lot of our entertainers really don't have money. You know, people think they do, but when you do the numbers, you'll be like, damn, that's all he made. And motherfucker, he broke than me.
Yeah.
You know, if they give you 800,000, you know, the first thing you got to do is you got to break the lawyer off 20%. So off the top, you know, 200,000 is almost gone. Then you got to pay taxes on the money. You know, that's another 30-some%.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, when you look up, that little money is disintegrated. You might
Yeah.
walk away with a nice car.
Yeah. Out of 800,000, you might get like 200, if that.
Yes, exactly. You know, you pay
You
the
know.
lawyer.
Yeah. Taxes and all that. Yeah, definitely.
Uncle
Wow.
Sam gonna get his.
Off the top.
He gonna be standing there waiting with his hand out, like,
Yep.
and you gonna pay me on the Uncle Sam gonna want to get paid on the whole 800. He don't care how much you gonna get. He want to cut on the whole 8.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So you know,
that's crazy. So, like, in your opinion, how did the crack change the culture of America?
well, wow. It either addicted you for smoking or made you a seller. So for blacks, I believe cocaine was the first time that blacks in a mass was able to get some money. You know, when they sold heroin, you know, there was a couple guys, you know, the Frank Lucases, the Nicky Barnes, and a couple others that was getting money. But you know, during the crack epidemic, man, there was so many people getting money that it was crazy. You know, all the young brothers was eating. You know, so
That's true.
It was definitely a different time, and still to be determined what all that it did.
Yeah. So, like, when you hear the war, when you hear the term war on drugs, what does that bring to mind when you hear somebody say the war on
Well, we
drugs?
know you can't have a war on a substance. It's impossible. The war was really on poor people and people of color. If you do the reports, more blacks got arrested than anybody. Mexicans was second, and white boys come in third. They had studies that said that if you got arrested for the exact same crime as a white, and you guys have the same background, the white guy would get less time.
Yeah, definitely. That's just how the system is. Yeah.
So when you know those type of things, it leads you to question the system. You know, like, this system is not blind. It's not colorblind at all. No, this motherfucker sees real good. He identifies very well. You know, we remember when you couldn't find not one white who had been convicted in the federal prison for a crack case, and everybody knows that whites use more cocaine than blacks.
Yeah.
But while we was doing our research, we stumbled upon a couple whites who had got arrested for crack, but they sent them over to the state where they could get drug diversion. because the state didn't have a crack law. You know, the 100 times the one.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see these type of things, then you realize that there is a such thing as systematic racism. And I just learned that word this summer. Watching the news when
Yeah.
people were talking about the way blacks are being treated by the police.
Yeah.
It's a system that has created this racism and allows it to fester into where it is now today.
That's true. That's true. So let's talk about the cannabis industry. So I heard that you're working with the National Diversity, Inclusion, and Cannabis Alliance.
Yep. I'm a board member. Um, I met Bo Money, who's the founder,
Okay.
at a rally. When I got home from prison, man, I see these dispensaries everywhere, but nobody looked like me running them.
Mm,
And I was curious of why not.
yeah.
Why, since they made it legal and they're making all this money, why are you guys not a part of this movement? Uh, so doing my research, um, I found out that they were going to be changing the law from medical to recreational, and everybody was going to have to redo their license. And I felt that was an opportunity for me to jump on board, to jump on
Yeah.
board. And so that's what I did. I got with Bonita Money, and we got with some other organizations, and we marched down to City Hall. And not only did we uh, make our voice heard, but we also argued to the point to where convicted felons should be allowed to work inside of the marijuana industry.
That's good. That's deep. That's deep. So this the National Diversity, Inclusion, and Cannabis Alliance, is that only in California or is it in other states?
No, I know we've been to we I think we set up a branch in Chicago, Detroit, Pennsylvania. It's big, man. That thing
Oh
that that
yeah.
thing that thing has grown. I mean,
Because I'm in New York now. They're supposed to be opening up in New York. I don't know soon, but I've been hearing like the governor have been talking about it.
well, right now he don't want to talk about nothing. Them
Oh yeah,
drugs.
yeah,
Hey, they trying
yeah,
to put his ass in jail. Well, now he don't want to talk about no
yeah, yeah. They
marijuana.
ain't talking about that. Well,
He don't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk about nothing the Republicans don't want to hear.
yeah,
The
yeah. He ain't
Republicans
talking
trying to
about
lock
the
him. They trying to lock him up, man. And
yeah,
I hate to hear that though, because I thought he did a great job during the pandemic. At the beginning of the pandemic, the way he took some initiatives to make some moves that everybody else wasn't making.
yeah,
But yeah, that'd be dope, man. But
yeah.
yeah, you guys should definitely start your indica branch there, because the only way you're going to be able to make a dent in this thing is you're gonna have to have people behind you.
Mm. So, like, how would somebody like me get into the cannabis industry? Like, say if it opened up in New York, like,
Well, the first
because
thing you
I'm
got to
a
you,
felon.
the first thing you got to do is start educating yourself.
Okay.
It's tough to get into anything when you're not educated. It's like going out trying to play basketball with football rules.
Mm.
You'll never make it. And
Right
you
about
imagine you on the floor tackling people.
that. Yeah. You're
They're gonna
right.
say, "Get this fool out of here."
Definitely right. So what's your you say you got different, you got your own type of marijuana, your own strain or something like that?
well,
Or
well, I got two dispensaries.
okay,
I
two
start
just
I started working on the first one here in about 19 days. Uh, so
okay.
so I'll be having a store, like a Ralph's or something, but
Oh
it's a marijuana store.
yeah. What's the name of it?
I haven't named it. It's gonna be
Oh, you haven't
Freeway.
named it
It's gonna be Freeway something though.
yet?
My
Okay.
my plan is to make it look like the '80s. When you walk in there, it's
Mm,
gonna look like the '80s. I want to have pictures from the '80s.
yeah.
Um, stuff like that. There. Uh,
That's
I'm also what I'm really most proud of, and I'm working on a grow right now.
mm,
And if I pull this grow off, well, let me change that. When I pull this grow off, it's going to change the lives of Black people around the country. Uh, a lot of people are going to be embarrassed that
Wow.
that I had to be the one that do what I'm going to do. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna tell them. I ain't gonna tell them what I'm gonna do, because see, they'll go try to jump the gun.
Yeah,
They do
yeah.
like
You just
John
gotta show
Singleton.
them.
Yeah, they'll
Yep.
do like John Singleton. Go sell it. Go sell it, man. He want too much money. I'm gonna sell it to you cheap.
Yep. That's exactly what they'll do. Try
Yeah,
to cut your
undercut you.
throat.
Undercuts. Yes, cut your throat right to the fat. So,
Definitely.
so I'm working on that right now. I'm also working on another book. You know, my third book.
So what was your first book? Run your books down to us.
The first one was called Freeway Ricky Ross Untold Autobiography. I wrote that book because when I was in prison, so many young cats used to come up to me and want to question me about how I did what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So what I said is, look, what if I write you a book?
Yeah.
Would you read it? And I thought to myself and I said, yeah, they gonna read it. They gonna read it.
They
And,
definitely gonna
and
read it.
and even when I tried to cut that deal, they said nobody wanted to read my book.
Mm.
I said, oh yeah, y'all out of touch. Y'all
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. So I mean, even with John Singleton, cutting that TV deal, that was a sign to me that what they said was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
People do want to watch my story. They
They
do want
do.
to know. They want to know the real.
Yep.
They don't want to be with the fake.
Not at all.
I
So
mean,
what was it?
who want fake Jordans when they can have real ones?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, come on, man, stop it.
So what was the name of your second book?
The second one was 21 Keys to Success, Riding with Rick. That book came about a guy who wrote me in prison, and he wanted me to be on the cover of his magazine, and me and him started kicking it. So I started lacing him up. Anybody come around me, I got to lace you up. Otherwise, man, you ain't gonna be around each other long.
Yeah,
You can come here dumb as a rock, but you can't stay here dumb as a rock.
that's right.
So me and him started talking, and I told him about my 3 favorite books that I thought everybody should read, and I thought he should read them. So he did, and we kept corresponding until I got out of prison, and I did his magazine. And after we finished doing the magazine, he was like, "Man, I don't want you to go." He's from New York, so he was
Oh,
like,
okay.
"Man, I don't want you to go." And I was like, "Man, I'm on parole. Man, I'm out of here." I mean,
Yeah,
trying to go back to jail, you don't get
yeah.
no
You
reason to send you
violated.
back, man. So he said, "Well, man, what if I come to LA and hang out for about 6 months?" I said, "Are you welcome to come out there?" And he did, and he rode around with me every day. It's crazy because now I'm doing the same thing right now, but this guy is doing it with a phone camera, man. Oh, this guy is so dope. He
Yeah.
is. Oh my God, is this kid dope? We did a video. Well, he did the video this morning about 3 in the morning and dropped it to me. And man, I bet that video right now is at 1 million views.
Wow.
I would
Wow.
almost bet. I would almost bet that it's at 1 million views right now.
Wow. So you got this YouTube channel, Looking for Game.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what is your YouTube channel about, and what inspired you to do that?
Well, Echo came up with the idea. He thought that if we started booking guests on there who would come on and tell about their success, how they made it, people could learn from it. And when he told me the idea, I loved it because I have been trying to, get to work with some of our celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
trying to teach them how and what I do. I believe that what I do is um, a gift,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like for other people to learn what I do, to learn how to get everything that you want in life. What I learned while I was in prison is that I've never failed
Yeah.
in my life. Now I've had some slips and falls,
Mm-hmm.
but those are not necessarily failures, because you was able to get up.
You should have like an internship where they can come shadow you and learn some game.
Well, that's why we're gonna start documenting with this camera, so
Yeah,
they'll be able to watch it and view it and get some game.
definitely. So what I want to know was like, what advice would you give a 15-year-old Rick Ross? If you can go back and talk to a 15-year-old Rick Ross, what advice would you give him?
Make sure you know how to read and write. Read those 3 books. Read my favorite 3 books.
Which are
Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon, and As a Man Think. If somebody would have gave me those books at 14 or 15 years old, I probably would be the richest man in the world right now. I mean, which I'm probably going to wind up there anyway, because I don't think that these guys can compete with me. The Jeff Bezos and the Bill Gates and all of those guys. I don't think they're as smart as I am. I think that if they had to live in South Central LA without their money, I don't think they would make it. They wouldn't survive.
And they are where they are because they all of them had a push. They didn't come from poverty.
No, they had Bill Gates' dad was a copyright attorney. Jeff Bezos' mom and dad let him use the garage. My mom and dad never would have let me use the garage to sell books out of. I could forget about that. So when you look at situations and it's never been an equal playing field. I've always had to come from behind, and if a guy's behind, he may cheat a little bit. He may take a shortcut trying to catch up, and especially when he kind of see where they got their advantage.
Yeah, definitely. So what does the future hold for Rick Ross?
Oh my God. The #1 movie at the box office, the biggest TV series on TV,
speak it into existence,
best-selling books, biggest marijuana brand, the biggest grower of marijuana, one of the biggest employees of Black people in the world. I'm finna do some stuff, man. It's gonna be ugly. I'm finna do some shit. It's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers gonna be embarrassed. Excuse my French. I usually don't curse, but when I think about it, it excites me. And
I'm excited for you.
And the old me come out. They say old habits hard to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got some things. Right now, I'm putting together a dream team for the record industry. I'm getting the 3 coldest business execs from the 90s in the music industry, the guys who helped build Interscope and Death Row and Immortal Records and Loud Records. I've already talked to 2 of them, and I haven't even told them all that I'm making them all my partner. We're gonna have a meeting next week, and they all gonna look up and see each other sitting at the same table, and they're gonna be like, "What are you doing here?" I'm gonna be like, "He's one of our partners too."
That's right. That's
so
how
right
you
now,
do it.
Right now, I'm looking for an artist. I'm already working with the coldest producers in the game. James Pomeroy from 1500 and Nothing is my little homie.
Right. So you have your own label?
Not yet.
Not yet, but
I'm gonna have the money though. See, when you got the money, throw at it. You just say, go get an office. Call the lawyer, have him to draw up the corporation. Let's do it. Book the radio station. We're gonna book the radio stations out. We're gonna do just like the big company. Marijuana has been to me almost like what cocaine was. It was a way to raise finances, because a lot of times with us, we can't go to the bank. I came home, I had a 758, and nobody would give me a credit card. Yeah, they made me get a secured credit card, but I kept that credit card the whole time I've been out. And I ran that thing up. So now they can't deny me of what I want. You know, I prove myself that, you know, you give me some money, I ain't gonna run off with it. I'm not going to buy a Bentley or Ferrari. I'm gonna buy the Bentley and the Ferrari with $1 bills.
Exactly.
Yeah, with the money I can't get rid of. I can't get rid of this. So if the Ferrari dealer take it, I'm gonna give them to him.
He gonna take it.
Yeah,
He
so
definitely gonna take it.
that's some of the stuff that I see for myself. I'm getting into track and field now. I got a call the other day. One of the fastest guys in the country. His coach wanted me to come and talk to him. He's definitely in the top 10. His coach said he could be in the top 2 or 3. If he really go hard, he might could be number 1. So I'm getting into track and field now.
You said something about boxing.
Oh yeah, I got a world champ. I got a kid. I got a kid, Nafir Charles, out of Philadelphia, 20 years old, 6-0. Won his first belt 2 weeks ago. I got a kid fought tonight in Orlando, Florida, on Telemundo.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a first round knockout, body shot knockout. He's 18 years old. This kid is so fucking bad, man.
Wow.
And you know the way I got him, because I shouldn't have had this kid signed. This kid never should have signed with me. I mean, he could have went with the guys that's decorated, you know, the Al Haymon,
the money team and all that.
He could have went with them, but you know, his dad heard me say on Vlad TV that I wanted to help a boxer make more money than Floyd Mayweather made. And his dad was like, "I like that." So we were able to strike a deal. The kid is 18 years old. 6 or 7 times national champ, IQ for boxing out of this world. You know, he probably gonna be like Muhammad Ali. I'm so pretty because they can't hit me. I mean, it seems like nobody can hit him because, you know, he sees those punches coming ahead of time. But yeah, I'm doing boxing. I got another kid out of Detroit, Cedric. He signed. Another kid named Freeway. So I got 4 fighters. No, 5. I got Big Chris Lovejoy, a heavyweight, 19-0. I work with him as well. I helped him get 19-0. And I'm going to the Nationals in a couple weeks. And I'm gonna try to clean up in the Nationals.
Okay, you got your hands in everything.
Man, you know, when I first got out and I met with Minister Farrakhan, and he told me that whatever blacks was in to get in. And I'm building some bad internet properties right now. Internet, and you know, I got 4 programmers, designers. We working on some major internet stuff as well, because I know that all the rich people right now, you know, they got their money through the internet.
Yeah.
So if you ain't playing the internet game, you know, you ain't playing online. You really ain't playing.
That's true. That's a fact.
And tonight I got a meeting with one of the biggest black hedge fund guys tonight. As soon as we finish this interview, I got to jump in the car and drive 45 minutes, sleepy, you know, because I've been up since 5. I've been up since 5. Just left the tennis court, you know, with the kids.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's the life of an entrepreneur.
That's
and
right.
I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love it.
That's right. Definitely. You got that hustle. And we all know it.
I love the hustle. And what's so cold is I found out I don't do it for the money. You know, I hustle for free sometimes just to be hustling. I can't make no money today. I'm just gonna hustle anyway.
That's right.
Just for the sharpening.
It's in you. Yeah.
Keep your skills sharp. You got to keep your skills sharp. Sometimes a boxer, he boxing and he ain't in a fight. But he got to stay sharp. So, you know,
gotta stay sharp.
I just stay sharp, man. I go out there and tune up just to stay sharp. So,
well, brother, you listen, we definitely appreciate you doing this interview on Feel Free TV.
No
doing
problem.
What you're doing.
We'll do it again. Maybe one day we bring the boxers on that let you talk to them and ask them why did they choose somebody
Definitely.
like me with my background. You know, why did they give me a chance? Because I asked them, I was like, man, why would you choose somebody with a convicted felon? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When you could have went with anybody. And his dad told me, he said, man, you said the right words.
That's it. That's it.
So
They believe in you. That's
yeah,
what it is.
well, you know, that's important. That's important that people believe in you, and the only way people gonna believe in you is you keep your word, and you do what you say you're gonna do. And I try
Definitely.
to, you know, sometimes I miss, but
Yeah. I mean,
I
we're
ain't,
not perfect.
I ain't gonna do like Donald Trump and lie about it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep
he
it
a lot
100. Like, man, I dropped the ball, man. That was
like
my fault. You know, do what you do. Hit me in the mouth, kick me in the ass, whatever it is you're gonna do, go on do it. But I
You
gotta
said,
come clean because I like you. You
yeah,
know, you start lying to me, telling me that it's raining and you pissing on me.
hmm
You know, I ain't gonna take real kindly to that. You know, but a lot of times, you know, people allow people to piss on them and tell them that it's raining.
they do. It's like people scared to stand up for themselves and speak out.
Well, you know, we as blacks been beat down in this country. You know,
Yeah,
by so many people. You know, first the slave owners, and then the slave hunters, and then the Ku Klux Klan, and now the
yeah,
police
yeah.
and the courts.
And the courts, yeah.
Yeah, so all of them gang up on the black man, and the black man he got it the worst, man. That's why I
Mhm.
love y'all so much because I understand what y'all up against, and I understand that these schools are not equipped to teach a black man the way he needed to be taught. You know, people ask me, man, how did you go through high school without being able to read and write? You know, because my teachers couldn't teach.
Yeah.
You know, a teacher's job is to get through to the student, and
And they couldn't get through to you.
my partner got through to me when I was in prison.
hmm
What was the difference between him and them? So, you know, we got to look at all that, and then we have to take up on ourselves to not depend on somebody else to come and rescue us, but to
That's
start
true.
rescuing ourselves.
That is definitely true. So, do you homeschool your kids, or you send them to public school?
They were going. They were getting homeschooled up until about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. Uh, my old lady, she wanted them to uh, mingle with other kids,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but
Socialize. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I'm hiring a tutor here in the next couple months because they're gonna. I'm gonna start training them to be full-time tennis players. And you know,
Mm,
I want my daughter to beat Serena's record. So
okay.
so so we got to start training hard. And
Yeah.
these next couple months, these next few years. You know, she's 8 years old now. So
Mhm.
by the time she's 14, which will be
She be
6,
ready.
she better be ready. You know, at least my plan is to have her in college at 14
hmm
and plan on one of the major college teams, you know, to be able to beat everybody on the college team at 14 years old.
Okay. We on the lookout for. We be on the lookout for.
No doubt, no doubt.
Definitely.
We ain't playing. We ain't playing. We trying to have it.
That's good, bro.
If they plan, tell them to get out the way. Move.
Yeah. Get out the way. Definitely,
Yes.
brother. I
And
definitely
hey,
appreciate.
y'all go on my website, on my Instagram page, Facebook page, and check out the new video we dropped today. The thing went viral today. We did like, oh no, like a few
Oh
hundred
yeah.
thousand views, at least a few 100,000 views, maybe more. We might be in the millions. We don't know yet. But
Wow.
the thing just
I
keep
got
getting.
your I got your Instagram up there. So anybody want to go check out the brother Instagram? Go check out what's that you have just posted? You say you just posted?
It's about my marijuana brand.
Oh, okay.
Let me show you. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up here for you right fast. Oh man. A new day is coming. Oh man.
Now
Whenever you
what
want
what
some.
what type of marijuana do you have? Do you have like a certain type or you just got
I got
different
I got I got
assorted
all
flavors?
of it. I got all of it. Let me see if you can see it. I got several flavors, but you know I'm gonna buy the whole industry.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that one too. Yeah. Yeah. I seen that. I seen that today.
Everybody, they been all over the
Yeah.
place, man.
I
Everybody
see that.
reposting it. I love it. I love it. Thank y'all. They reposting it. They shooting it out. I mean, because that really defines who I am, man. It's a new day, man.
Yeah.
And we changing. We are changing. We're not gonna stay the same.
Not at
We
all.
understand that we got defects that need to be corrected, and we're gonna correct that shit, and we're gonna move on.
That's right. We got to. We got
Yeah.
to adapt. We got
Because
to
it's a
change.
new day. We can't stay the same. The dinosaur died because it couldn't change.
That's right.
So if you don't change, you're gonna be extinct. I appreciate you, man. One love. Hey,
Thank you, brother.
y'all can follow me on Instagram, Freeway Ricky, Facebook, Freeway Ricky Ross. Go check out my website, LA Kingpin, Cannabis, and Freeway Cannabis. And anybody want to get in the industry any kind of way you want to, you know, I do help people get in.
You do consulting too, right?
I do consulting. I will be traveling here in a minute. Look like this coronavirus is settling down. So y'all keep wearing y'all masks, even if them damn governors and politicians
Is
say
open.
don't do it, do it, and take that vitamin D3, man. That vitamin D3 works. So appreciate y'all, man. Y'all check y'all boy out, and I'll see y'all at the top, man. Let's get some money.
That's right, brother. Peace. Thank you.
No doubt. Thank you. Enjoyed this interview too.
Thank you, bro.